So, StartIT is a partnership to make students use their IT and their entrepreneurship skills in an international environment.
Help students develop diverse skills.
With students from 6 different countries.
All over Europe to work on a yearly challenge.
To collaborate on developing applications related to specific topics.
And at the end of the project, we deliver a business pitch with our results.
During the project, it is also possible to visit exciting places and grow your personal and professional network.
The project was awesome and made my English easier to speak, and I also made new friends.
Hello, my name is Jana and I study at Centria on the Ylinieska campus. I'm third-year student in electrical engineering.
My name is Jenni Tuomarmäki. I'm studying of information technology at Centria.
Hello, my name is Wilson. I'm currently studying at Centria University of Licensing in my last year, and my major is information technology.
Hi, my name is Jonas Fel. I'm a third-year student in Centria and I study ITC.
Hi there, I'm Wanjaliam, a sophomore in business intelligence.
Hello, my name is Jessica Suarez and I study the Bachelor of Information Technology at Centria.
My name is Vojislav Wezier and I just finished my second year as an IT student at Centria.
I chose to participate in this project because I wanted to use my skills in a real-life problem, and also because I wanted also to work in an international team.
I applied for this project because I love to work with people from different backgrounds and different countries, and I was also excited to have a new adventure in my life, to really get to know how to build an app.
I wanted to apply to the project because I wanted to develop my communication and presentation skills.
I chose to apply for this project because I know several classmates who went to the Porto event of StartIT, and they all say that it helped them to develop their skills and they apply the knowledge they learn in university while being in an international environment. So I decided to give it a go.
I didn't actually apply for this project. I was an emergency person. I just decided it was a great opportunity to learn many things and it would be a great experience, and so I said yes.
My classmate participated in one program of it last September in Portugal, and she recommended it to me. In addition to the content that attracted me, and I hadn't been to Berlin previously, so it would be a meaningful trip, I think. Then I applied for it last December and was selected, luckily. After a series of preparations, like valid passport, traveling tickets, we departed for Berlin on 26th of March.
We left Kokkola on Sunday morning and we got to the Berlin. It was 8 p.m.
Yeah, I remember that we spent over 12 hours arriving at the hotel finally. The train from Kokkola to Helsinki airport, the flight from Helsinki to Berlin.
On the first day of our trip, we had an unintentional team building for Finnish group because we had to make our way from Kokkola station to our hotel in Berlin.
To find our way from air station to hotel.
And the several tram transferred from Berlin airport to the hotel.
So getting to the hotel and in Berlin in general had been a little bit hectic, but it had been also a great opportunity to bond as a group.
And it really helped us to get to know each other and how we act under the pressure and what we're going to face with the whole time in Berlin. It was really nice, and we also, next morning, we had to find our way to the HTW campus. At the same time, we get to know the city of Berlin, how the public transportation works in Berlin.
We all decided to have dinner together and check the bus route so we won't be late.
Every morning in Berlin we traveled by tram to the HTW campus, and the trip took about an hour.
On the kickoff day, we were at the Copenhagen campus of HTW, the host university.
First day at the campus, We heard instructions.
The next day at HTW, we did some warm-up exercises and we got the mentor introduction.
During the first day at HTW campus, we engaged in group formation by dividing students into 10 teams, each consisting of 6 members from different countries.
On the first day, we split into teams, each with one student from each country.
They explained to us that after forming the teams and deciding and develop our initial idea, we will do a pitch. So then the mentors interested will choose a team, and that's how our mentor will be assigned.
And at the end of the first day, we all had one formed group composed by 6 members, and we started to talk about the ideas that we could develop.
And we were given around 2 hours to brainstorm and discuss what app we wanted to build.
Immediately started to come up with an application idea for our group that we would develop.
We decided to look each other's strengths and skill sets, trying to make a whole team as possible.
I think it went in the end so nicely that everyone had a group with members who they kind of get together so well, and then we had to have an idea what we're going to build, what kind of app. We had an introduction from the city hall, what kind of app they are looking for, but kind of had open hands what we're going to make.
On that day, my team, the thinkers, collaborated to brainstorm the idea for our application.
Working with a team made up of people from different countries can be a really enriching experience, as everyone brings their own unique perspective and experience to the table.
From that, we built from scratch. We built from a PowerPoint presentation from our idea, which we ended in the end. And
we decided that I will be the project manager of our group, which is okay because I have plenty of experience with team leadership, and I used to be a former business administration student. But actually I was expecting to be the UX UI designer because I like to do that. But I don't mind being a product manager because it's something I'm very good at.
My role in the group was to make a presentation. Also, I thought of potential users for our application and I presented them.
My role in the group was a market researcher, and via analyzing the competitors in the market, I reported the strengths and the weaknesses of our app to prove the feasibility of our app. Yeah, and I also assist my team member in building app prototype.
My role in the group was really small. I didn't have any specific job. In the end, I ended up doing business planning. But yeah, I got some role in the end. Even though it was small, I was happy to do it, and I was happy to help my other group members to shine.
We shared roles for everyone. My role was being a team leader. Then we invented the idea for the app.
My role in the group was I was kind of team leader, and also I do whatever was needed. But my job was to make sure everyone knows what they are doing, and if they need help, I helped and give them some timelines that we have to have this done in this period of time.
So my group was composed by 6 people, me, Kautar. I was the leader, and I was working on the business side with Michelle. Then Muhammad and Kasper were working on the research and design field. They were designing our presentation. Lastly, Natalia and Kaylee, they were working on the prototype. So my role was strictly on the business side, but I was also the leader. It wasn't out of my comfort zone. I am quite used to being the leader. I liked and enjoyed working with my group, so it was quite an easy job being the leader in my team.
We allocated the roles for each member, and I was delighted to be appointed as the app developer, which best suits my skills.
There were the 3 rounds of presentations. In the first round, our idea was not mature and our organizations were messy.
After the first feedback, we noticed that 3 to 4 other groups also had the same idea, so we decided to ditch that, and we came up with a new idea called about app helping in mental health issues.
Thanks to the feedback, we keep the idea of the app simple.
So after our first presentation, we got some really good feedback, and it was quite similar. They were just suggesting about what other kind of apps were similar to ours and to focus on a main target group. And after the first presentation, we got to choose our mentor. Our first choice was Johanna.
After first presentation, we were really like, oh man, this is a bad idea. We don't know what we're doing.
After the first presentation, we got good questions from the teachers, and then we developed the application idea further. We made a business plan and got to know the applications of competing companies.
Our group's idea was concerned from the beginning, and after several feedbacks, we decided to stay with that idea because everybody liked the premise.
Our idea changed a little bit because first it was about connecting people, maybe through activities and others, but now then it developed in connecting people or also group of people. There was also that option all together.
And I think we got to the wrong way. We throw away our good idea, and then gladly we have mentors there, good teachers, and they help us find our ways back to the red line, if I may say, to our idea. And we really started to work together and brainstorming a lot. The first 3-4 days were heavily brainstorming days, and we have a strict timeline, and we have to build a prototype, and we have to make a PowerPoint presentation and think about them business plans, and it was a lot of work.
Or maybe, but teachers' feedback and other groups' cases inspired us to create some new and detailed thoughts.
On the second day, we had a meeting with our fellow students from other participant countries, from Germany, Belgium, Poland, Ireland, and Portugal. We were divided into groups of 10 people, one person from each country, and we had to start working on a project.
Performing in front of a large audience gave me a lot of courage for the future. During the trip, we gave 3 presentations to all participants and teachers where we told about the operation of our application, our business plan, our target group, posts, and possible sponsors. Performing in front of a large audience gave me a lot of courage for the future.
Every team has the opportunity to make 3 presentations to showcase their ideas and app concepts to the professor.
For sure, we had some additional activities like lectures about some business topics. We had a country presentation where each group from each country were presenting their culture and their country.
Working with a team made up of people from different countries can be a really enriching experience, as everyone brings their own unique perspective and experience to the table.
Then we had 3 more days of group work. We were preparing our final presentation. We even created a working prototype of our project. And also we were finishing some details with our business plan and strategy.
Our group's idea was to make an app to arrange meetings, sports or concerts or some sort of thing. But after the first feedback, we noticed that 3 to 4 other groups also had the same idea, so we decided to ditch that, and we came up with a new idea called about app helping in mental health issues, and we decided to make an app where you talk with a chatbot, and the chatbot decides which therapist is the best for you, and it offers you times sessions for therapists. And yeah, that's it. And the most important thing in this app was you can talk with the bot with your own language, and you can find a therapist with your own language.
Our group designed an application where immigrants and others can find jobs in the Tresco Valley area. The app was there where I met at employers and job seekers in the area. I got to know the competitors and tested the app to find bugs. Our app name was Bergpet.
Our app name is Berlin Together. The app connects people in the name of sports. In the app, you can create a profile for yourself and then either participate in others or create your own exercise events. For example, if you have moved to a new city and you would like to go play a volleyball, but you don't have friends to play with, you can search for a suitable event in the application or create one on yourself. The application also has a review function where you can review the event you participated in. You can also chat with other users.
Berlin Q is an app that helps women and queers to better integrate themselves in Berlin. Our premise had at the beginning to partner with some LGBTQ plus communities in Berlin and some student communities, queer communities. So the bodies were queer people willing to help other peers to integrate themselves, and if they need a hand with documentation, get it around, or knowing important stuff that somebody just ignore or misses when you just move in Berlin, then that was the goal of our application. And I think it's a good segmentation of target, because that is usually overlooked, is a part of the population that is usually overlooked while developing applications. With our field investigation, we went to Neuendorf Platz, that is well known as a gay neighborhood in Berlin. We gathered even more feedback, and they all said it was a great idea. So we decided just to stick with that.
So we decided to give our group name HCTR, which came from the words humanity, capability, transparency, and reliability, which are the 4 keys to trust. Our app was called Streetwise. So our idea was to build an app which can help people to understand other cultures better. And if you move to Berlin, you can learn things from German culture and Berlin culture, which help you to feel local in this place.
Firstly, is about connecting students, foreign students who come to Berlin, to students who already lived in Berlin, so German people in general. Change a little bit, because first it was about connecting people, maybe through activities and others, but now then it developed in connecting people, or also group of people. There was also that option altogether.
We had decided to develop an application named Rhythm Learner, which aims to facilitate the connection between German language learners and the senior around the city.
After that, we had 3 days of group work. We were working on our project. We were preparing to give in a second presentation. At that point, we had some design draft ready. We did some researches on related matters. We were thinking about different business aspects of our project.
Even though we hadn't yet determined the specific services and the features to focus on, we said the bear linked at the app name on the first day. The bear has come to be used as the mascot of Berlin, and it It was widespread to see around us, like at the airport and on the street. So our team also wanted to use a bear as the symbol of our app, and the bear is the word of a bear in German, and the bear linked matches our purpose, and it also sounds like birdie. Yeah, our team had decided to develop an app that improved the communication and the integration of the Köpenick borough.
The name of our group was Peaky Team. Peaky came from the words Berlin and Köpenick. Our group included Susan from Poland, Storm from Belgium, Petra from Portugal, Marek from Ireland, Florian from Germany, and me from Finland. The name of our application was also Peaky. The aim of application was to bring people together based on, for example, their age or interest. By attending the events, the newcomers would be able to meet and get to know the city and local culture better.
Our app is targeted to promote exploration of the Köpenick area and by encourage users to engage in outdoor activities like hiking, running, working with others or by themselves, and the photo challenges. Yeah.
We decided to develop an application that will help women and queers to better integrate themselves into Berlin in a safe environment without the security risk that usually meeting somebody implies.
There's a cap, especially for the immigrants, that it's really difficult to find a therapy session in your own language, in your language you can speak if you don't speak German or English.
We've also wanted that people won't stay in the bubbles they build around them. They are not just living with the people with the same culture background and not get to know each other and maybe afraid of each other. So we want to help them to understand and got the misunderstanding away.
In this project, we used a little bit of Figma for the prototype, but in the end, for the prototype, we decided to use UWizard application, and we also used Google Docs for the presentation for the slides, and we didn't use a lot of softwares or such things. We made of course we made some research on the internet online, and but most of the work we did was with those ones and using paper.
We made a presentation using Canva. Canva is a web-based graphic design platform that allows to create various design without the need for extensive design skills or experience.
We used software tools like Canva to make the presentations and Figma to make a prototype of the app.
So the main software or apps that we use to develop our pitches, our presentation, and also our prototype were Figma, Canva, and Google Forms.
For these project purposes, we use Notion for documentation. We have daily Scrum meetings with ourselves or the mentor sometimes. We use Figma for the prototyping, Canva for the business pitch, and several marketing tools like the business link canvas to help us better perfectionate the idea.
By using Figma, we made a mobile prototype to solve our product concept. The application can be accessed by students and seniors to check their schedule and all the related materials for the next meeting. Also, they can contact each other through the chat function in the application. Last but not least, the school plays an important role in checking studying process and provide learning plan as well.
The application was made with Figma. It was easy to use, and team members could work on the same project at the same time.
This was my first time using Figma software, and I was learning, while using it. And I'm glad that I made it. At last, we succeed in introducing our business model and the app prototype to other groups and the teachers.
So we didn't really have many challenges in our team.
We have had really good group and a really good group spirit.
Working in a multicultural team can also come with their own challenge, such as dealing with language barriers and difference in working styles. But it was a great opportunity to build my communication and teamwork skills.
We all vouch that if any major change was supposed to do before a big presentation, we should all be informed. And if anybody has any strong idea that will create, say, conflict in a group, I take a time to ask for everybody's opinion, and we all decided as adults and vote whether the change was viable or not to avoid further conflict.
Maybe the biggest problem, if I can say, was one of our group members was really worried about us not doing enough of work, but we just made sure that we are on schedule and everything's in order, and everybody was just calming him down and everything's gonna be okay. And that was the biggest problem we had, and I was very lucky to be part of such a group.
Berlin is the capital city of Germany, and it's renowned for rich history and culture.
In our free time, we went to the city shop and eat at various restaurants and admiring the Berlin Wall. Sunday was our day off, so we went to the museum and played laser bar.
Also, since we had a lot of free time during the evening, we were exploring in Berlin with people from different countries and from different groups. So we make sure that we know as much people as possible.
We also had some free time where we ate at different restaurants and explored the city and spent time with friends. We went to shopping and also to play a laser tag together.
So during our free day, we got the opportunity to visit some museums, as it was a Sunday and all museums were free. We visited also the Berlin Wall. I also got the opportunity to get inside the Berliner Dome and I also played with some of my team members laser tag. And
in the free time, we visit, for example, Berlin Wall, Brandenburg Gate, and the Zoo. Our free day was the first Sunday of the month, so 10 numerous top-class museums in Berlin opened their doors free of charge. So that's why we decided to start the free day by visiting the museum. The Atelier Museum was historical and interesting. There were a lot of really old things. After the museum, we went to Checkpoint Charlie, and in the evening we went to play a laser game as a group, and it was really fun.
And we all did some tourism on our own. My roommate and I chose to go to a traditional Chinese restaurant the night before, so we had some leftovers for lunch. It was very nice.
On our free day, I took a walk from the hotel to the center of East Berlin. I visited a Cold War Museum and a Holocaust Museum, and it was tough.
In free time, the free day, I went with my roommate. We went to walk across Berlin. We walked a lot that day. It was a nice day to relax and just get your head and mind off the project for a little time. And also we have a nice dinner in the ending, and it was nice to hang out with everyone, feeling relaxed and no pressure anymore for the project.
Being there, the atmosphere in the Holocaust Museum, all the stories, all the bad things that have happened, it was really tough. But for the lightning things, we also went to play some Laser Hero.
At the beginning of the project, I did tell some of my friends that I play laser tag and Coppola. So then we found out 3 places in Berlin. I had my German friend helped me to make some calls and book a reservation for us in a free day. So we all got there ready to play.
It was really, really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Only downside was there was a group of teenagers who also came to play at the same time, and we played against them. And
they paired us against German teenagers, so it was a very nice game route.
They took it maybe far too seriously, but it was alright. It was a great time.
At the end, we decided to go for the Brandenburg tour, so it was overall a great day.
It was a great time exploring the city of Berlin and what Berlin has to offer. In this project, I learned a lot of softwares and all sorts of technical stuff when you are making an app. And but maybe the biggest things I learned was what is actually needed when you are developing an app. That it needs a lot of inventing, brainstorming, a lot of thinking and organizing. Thinking about how to make an app broad enough to be useful, but also narrow enough to be possible to do. Also, I learned a lot about presentations, how to give presentations in different language that you usually speak. It was a great experience to learn to give presentations in English, and English was starting to become so. I got so used to it, so I talked with other Finnish guys. Also talked English just because of the habit.
In the project, I learned a little about using Figma and working with different cantors.
In this project, I learned to work in an international group using English. I learned what it takes to create a new application and what needs to be taken into account. I gained the courage to travel and head towards to the unknown.
What I take from this project is how to create an efficient business pitch, what to use and what not to use, because sometimes you put a lot of text in the presentations and that just bores the audience. And what I also take from this project and working on an international team is that you meet people from different countries, different backgrounds. We had a designer and we had people with more of business experience or UI experience, and that really helped us to run like a smooth engine because everybody was sort of an expert on what they were doing, and that helped the whole team to deliver a very good performance overall.
So I learned many things during the project, mainly about IT, like how to use Figma, and I will definitely try to use it now. So mainly I learned some new things, firstly about the IT environment, and I will definitely try to use Figma by myself or try to understand how to use it.
Throughout the project, I honed my skill in working within an international team and gained valuable experience in delivering presentation to a large audience. Additionally, I learned to use the modern tools in development process. Working in a team provided me with a practical insight on tackling various challenges that arise during the process. Being a part of the international tour also allowed me to connect with many talented students from across Europe, and we become friends. Spending time together, exploring new places, and immersing ourselves in the local culture after long working hours. It was a totally enjoyable experience.
I would recommend this for everybody because you learn so much. In the field of IT, you learn a lot about business, how to monetize IT, and it was a great experience. Also, you get you learn a lot about your own school and country as well, because we were in our group comparing our schools and countries, and I noticed that there's so many good things in Finnish schools I didn't even think about earlier. I must say it's a great experience, and I must recommend it for everybody who's even thinking about this.
The experience was really wonderful and memorable.
I would recommend this project others because it really teaches you something about yourself, and you got to know so awesome people from different countries.
university students that may be a little bit unsure of their skills. It is a very safe environment to try out new things. Maybe you could be a UX UI designer, maybe you could be the business person to do the market research or something like that. Maybe you learn a little bit more of how to deliver a very good pitch presentation. You never know when you develop a nice skill that you didn't have before.
I definitely recommend this trip to everyone who dreams of gaining new experiences and wants to develop themselves and learn new things and make new international friends.
And finally, I would really recommend this program, and I have actually already recommended to some of my friends, because you can develop new skills, get to know some other fields, get to make connections with students from all over Europe and around the world. And overall, you can also visit a new country, a new city that you have never visited, so it's a great experience.
Get friends for life and really learn how to work in a short time period and have a project and get it to the goal, and learn how to work with the mentors and other people from different backgrounds. And this is really learn full project for anyone.
I recommended this program for students who want to develop communication skills and international working.
I highly recommend students to consider participating in the StartIT project in the future. It is an excellent opportunity to everyone to broaden their horizons, gain new experiences, and work in an international environment.
I would say I like this project, and it's quite possible that if I ever would be offered to do it again, I would say yes. And I would recommend to other students to participate in it, because it's a great opportunity to get to know new people, expand your knowledge area, and just have fun.
The whole experience was very wonderful. I learned a lot and I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, I missed it.
Don't miss the chance to explore new places and make lifelong connection with people from around the world.
I recommend this project to you if you are willing to have new experiences and challenge yourself. This kind of opportunity doesn't come along very often.